Hello and welcome, I'm Peasant. I'm going to be taking on England 3 with Ocean's Hungry Grasp. So we've got to watch out for the Proud and Mighty Capital. If they build up 7 or more buildings in a single land, they win, and their escalation effect will contribute an extra build to their land with the most buildings. They've also got their funky England effect, so they're going to be able to build without there being a presence as long as they've got the adjacent buildings. And they start with some extra stuff and they get an extra build. No dramas. Let's get into it. So we do have to choose where our initial presence is going to go. I think I favour it being up here, though I don't think it makes much difference. Actually, no, there is a town in there, so let's just put it in with the town. Okay, we've got a sand explore here. That's quite nice for us. I think that means we can go with what might be considered a slightly standard kind of progression, which would basically be trying to build towards this city drown on turn 2. So the way we do that is we can add presence from our power track here, which will get us to this crucial second water, which is nice. So I tend to heavily favour picking plays, but I think in this instance this is quite good. So that's all we're doing with this turn. Is we're just going to be doing this fast action here. We're going to pound a few ships, pound, and then we're going to drag that explorer in, which is going to get us a power. See, that's the secret sauce with Ocean is your ability to make vast amounts of power. Okay, so this turn we can hopefully destroy one of these cities and maybe a town as well. So the way we can do that, got a ravage here. We could grasping tide, but then we're going to be missing out on this second mountain that we need to drown a city. Drowning a city will give us so much energy that we can then think about going really heavily into kind of some early majors. These jungle builds are kind of unfortunate because neither of them are coastal, so this is our real weak point. Ideally, at some kind of tidal boon, land dwellers would be good. Swallow a city early on, but then will be a ravage here. But actually, this is what I'd call a a dirty ravage, in that the Dahan will fight back and kill the town that's here. But 2 blight will go down, and the island will blight. So not ideal. And the high immigration thing is going to be a pain because then this is going to become fairly populous. We should be able to clean up kind of later. So we do have the option of going grasping tide, and like that's the kind of feels like the safe play. We go for grasping tide, then maybe we could. We've already going to have some pretty good icons here. So if we could play, we could also swallow the land dwellers in here to get even more energy. But I kind of really wanted to drown a town early on. Maybe so. I don't think we can. We don't want the island to blight just yet. So I think we are going to grasping tide in here, and if we can grasping tide, and as long as we've got one more mountain, so maybe tide and boon, and we can even. Oh, don't fall into the tank now, peasant. This build here is unfortunate because it's not on the coast, so we can't kind of cheese a town in. So I think maybe we go with tidal boon and push this in there, gain a load of energy. So that's our 2 plays, and I'm kind of tempted to try and gain a power card, push some presence into here maybe, but I really would like to charge down this track if I can. Getting to a high number of plays is pretty much always my kind of default. But without having extra cards to play, it's slightly pointless business. So maybe we'll just go with this one here. So obviously you generally want to go for your minor power first. Let's have a look at that. So what we got? Gift of Power has all the icons we want, apart from purple. We don't mention purple. I just did, but I didn't. Gift of Power is just a great card. So especially if we do end up going really heavily into plays. And unless we've got immediate utility, obviously push is great for us. If we can push people into the ocean, we can devour them, but placing blight isn't super great, especially in solo, because you don't have quite the blight pool. I think we definitely want to go with Gift of Power there. And we can push into another land. We don't want to push let's push into here because there's a city to drown potentially. And then we've got presence to play. So yeah, not going to put it in there. I think we'll put it up here because that's kind of got the best reach of any of our areas. So I think we're going to go with grasping tide to defend in here and prevent the island from blighting this turn. Sorry, the island from becoming an unhealthy island. I think we're going to go tidal boon. The gift of power is pretty tempting. The boon is going to push a town in there. It's going to gain us a load of energy. Well, it's going to gain us 4 energy, which is pretty significant. And it might even gain us another energy because this explore is quite likely to be a mountain. I think the gift of power is pretty good. We don't have so much presence on the board that we can just march straight into a kind of blighted island. Though gift of power might mean we've got so many powers that we can just cane it. I thought we might just go the kind of dirty route here. Might go with gift of power. And what I'm talking about here is going for this city drown. Because we are playing against England, they're pretty good at, they're pretty good at causing trouble. So we're going to be drowning a city, and then we can do this to drown a town as well. I think that's going to feel pretty good because we've got the second tier on ocean breaks the shore there. I think that's the right call. Well, it might not be the right call because we are gonna blight the island, but we don't care. Memory fades to dust is maybe the better option for us because we do have gift of power. We'll see how intensely I regret these decisions. So swallow the land dwellers. So we did get the mountain we wanted. It's just going to gain us a load of energy, and then we've got ocean breaks the shore. So we can murder this city here. What we're going to do? I probably should have gift of powered first, but I try and keep it fairly snappy. Ooh, nature's resilience is amazing for us because removing blight in the fast phase is just mamma mia. It's the special sauce. I like Rain of Blood as well, but we're gonna go nature's resilience, especially if we can maintain this sacred site here. So we've got a building there. We've got a building here, but that actually won't trigger because there's only one building adjacent. Sorry, there's only one. Get my terminology better. It's going to be a work in progress. So we have a jungle ravage. We definitely want to prevent that because that's going to cascade. So we can nature's resilience to deal with that. Going to be a little low on blues potentially, but we're going to be able to avoid the reclaim. I think you almost always want to avoid the reclaim. With nature's resilience, am I actually going to have... I'm not going to necessarily have the icons I need to get another city drown. We've got so much energy we probably just want to get a major power now and start really kind of cooking with gas, so to speak. Especially as, of course, we've blighted the island. True heroes. The heroes we think we are. We could get to 3 card plays and I could play all of these. And what that'll do for me is it'll mean I can defend. The defend's irrelevant, back, but it will gain me the 3rd water icon I need to drown a city. So I could get rid of this city. I can defend in there, gain some fear. I could even tidal boon, which is going to do very little for me. It feels like a kind of a waste, but what it do is drown that city and gain us loads of energy. But maybe we actually want to just go straight in and get the major in this instance here. By doing this. Let's drown this city. Let's go with the slightly min-max approach. So we're going with just adding presence in an ocean, so no decision to be made there, apart from obviously which track to go down. Go down this one. Gonna play these to get the city drown. So we're going all in. Okay, so we've got Grasping Tide, which is going to defend. Obviously, there are no events in this, so we're not going to get some kind of sneaky things going on. We can Resilience, so we can either defend 6 or remove 1, and it's pretty much the same. Let's remove 1. I'd like to remove Blight. We've got some Memory Fades to Dust. Obviously, we've got loads in the ocean. got a fear card. Each player removes an explorer from a land with a Dahan. We've got 2 options. Now, against England, this is obviously great. But against England, it's not going to prevent this build. So I guess we just maybe want to think about defending our Dahan a little bit for 1 more damage. Okay, so what have we got here? Whipping through. We do have a tidal boon. Oh, and I'd actually forgotten that that there would be a build in there. It's sometimes easy. There are a lot of things to potentially miss. So we're going to push this bloke into the ocean. There you go. Have a nice time in there. The water is lovely, and we're going to break shore here, murder that city, and we have 13 energy. I probably should use it. So we're going to reclaim cards, and yeah, we're going to be gaining a major. Going to be gaining a major, and it's going to be a really difficult choice of what to get rid of here. Let's actually just look at the board before I go straight in case I'm going to gain some kind of insight. Yes. So this turn we've got a Ravage here that's, again, it's kind of out of range. It's a problem. So we want to, something like Rust, Winds of Rust and Atrophy might be nice in here. Okay. And so we've got build here, that's also a problem. Yeah, we definitely need some big, slappy major. Blazing Renewal, huh? So that's not great for us because we can't cheese. Fortunately, we can't use this to place our presence kind of further into the map. So we can forget about that. Infinite Vitality is pretty juicy though, because we've got mountains. We've got access to a fair number of mountains. We can actually use it to remove blight. So in this case, we could use it this turn to remove blight from here. Trees and stones. We don't have any suns to get this extra bonus, but we could quite easily do the other things. That's of marginal interest. I think we go for Infinite Vitality. It's going to be quite a pricey way of removing blight, but it can prevent blight going down. So this Ravage here, if we save it for that turn, can we get to the 4 mountains? If we get to this Earth, we can get to 4 players a lot more easily. So yeah, we're going to go with Infinite Vitality. We're not going to use it straight away. And now I'm going to be... What do I get rid of? Definitely want to keep hold of our mountainy stuff. Nature's Resilience is too good to skip. Maybe Grasping Tide, because we just don't need it, I don't think. It doesn't have the crucial mountains. All of the deeps is also quite tempting to get rid of, but in this case we would be preventing a build with all of the deeps. We've got so much energy that we don't care. Just don't care. Actually, I think Tidal Boon might be the one to go. Famous last words. So we want to make sure we've still got a sacred site in this area, so we're going to abandon this one. And we're definitely to want. It would have been nice to have presence in here. But we are going to call a deeps. We're going to gift of power. With the sand, we're not going to be able to swallow any land dwellers, because we don't have presence in this region here. So we've got so much energy though that we've only got the 3 plays. Are we actually going to be reclaiming next turn anyway? So we could just be doing some resilience. We might want to. Trouble with reclaim is that we then don't have presence on the board. I think we really need another. We need more majors. So what I actually think might try and do. Can't get that. Maybe just play the Grasping Tide for the fear. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, there's actually nothing we can do about this. the joys of solo ocean. So we're going to call deeps in there, which is nice. We're going to Grasping Tide, which is just some fear. And then we get some warfare. So we're actually plowing through this deck here. We've got to destroy a presence, obviously, because we've got loads of presence. Invaders do not explore into lands with at least 2 huts. Each player may push a hut from a land with invaders or gather 1 hut into a land with invaders. So we could save this guy's life, which feels valuable. Yeah, let's save this guy. And if we're going to be infinite vitality in here, then this is a good place to push this guy into. Okay. So nice of them to explore into there. That is good of them. Alright, so now we have some slow powers. So we can drown a town, except that we don't have any towns to drown. It's gift of power. So, okay, that's got water and mountain. That makes it probably good. Your land has your discs, a fear, and a damage, and if it's wetland, an extra damage. So it's definitely the icons we like. Because of, getting to this is obviously nice. Is there anything that's super useful? Obviously, gathering is good. Pushing towns, but nothing is high range. Pushing 2 towns though, it's obviously got some strength. That's just, especially if we have lots and lots of. Oh damn it! We're actually going to have to reclaim. I should have seen this coming. We definitely want to prevent this blight overflow. So it's going to be a reclaim turn next turn. Unless I can defend this otherwise. Maybe we'll use this for defend 2. Yeah, I think we will. So that's. Oh, we could use resilience. Okay, we're going to defend in here with resilience. We'll go with pull beneath the earth, I think. Okay. Right, so we're going to we're not going to reclaim, but we're going to go for gaining another power card. I think. And we're going to be resiliencing in here for this ravage. We're going to be infinite vitalitying in here. Then these 2 just for the icons, so that we get the threshold effect on here, which mean that we can remove this blight. And we could even remove this blight, potentially. Pretty juicy. We definitely want more mages. We've got all this power. Nothing to do with it. So let's I've just realised we can push into here, and then with this England build, we can just eat that later on. So yeah, let's go major. Let's see what we get. Indomitable claim, lovely stuff. The only way that we can actually get our presence kind of somewhere that isn't the coast, so that is going to be pretty tempting. Thing to bear in mind is no long ranges apart from Vengeance of the Dead, which is yeah, probably not what we want at all. This might even be one where we forget Indomitable Claim, because that might just be what we have to do. It's just it, but yeah, I think we do take it, and it's gonna actually get us our 4th mountain, so we could probably afford to get rid of one of these. All Beneath the Hungry Earth does have nice icons, but it's not quite as juicy as we want. So maybe we get rid of it. I think we still prefer. I think we still prefer swallow the land dwellers. Though actually, no, we don't. If we've got claim, this is actually useful because we can use it. Yeah, let's get rid of swallow the land dwellers, especially as we have no shortage whatsoever of power, and we get to add. So we definitely want the 4th action, so we can get the threshold effect, and we could put it in here. Yeah, let's put it in there, and we're playing all of these because why not? Let's go wombo. Okay, so we're resiliencing in here, and we want the defend in this case. Often it's interchangeable whether you want to remove or not, and then we could infinite vitality in here, but that's largely to remove blight. So we can remove blight from either of these. Oh, that's nice. Lovely stuff. Let's remove the one that's kind of further inland. Yeah, just because it's kind of going to be more awkward to get to. And then we've got Indomitable Claim. That we're largely doing that for the threshold effect, as I said, but it will mean we can kind of just get down these tracks even quicker. And it means that this... So I need to think about what I'm going to do next turn. Obviously, I've got no cards, so I'm going to be reclaiming. And I'm going to be gaining a power card and some energy. Do I want 5 actions or do I want an extra energy? Well, I'm not really sure on energy, he says, but actually I am going to be a bit short on energy. The 5th card is probably more valuable. So yeah, let's go with placing... Oh, I can't use it. Oh, it's 1 array from my own people. Okay, I can't actually go in there. Let's go in here then. Let's go in there. And we're going to go for the 5th card. Okay, and we've got to lose some... Destroy a presence. So there's going to be a build in here that we're going to eat. So we don't want to lose this one. Let's lose this one. Hopefully I don't mess myself up with targeting issues. Okay, so we're at terror level 2. We've got some retaliatory damage. Let's just kill a town. No other shenanigans. Oh, except I've ballsed it up. Wait. Just need to undo that. Okay, because this is something where the UI is a little bit confusing. I just assume that double clicking will mean that I get what I want, but I don't get what I want. Right, so we've got Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, so we can do 2 damage in wetlands with this, and a fear, and then we've got Ocean Breaks the Shore, which we can use to drown a town. So we've got a wetland ravage and then a coastal build. So, we can kind of reduce the impact of this. Do we still have... We still got Call of the Deeps as well, so let's do it in here. Because that means we can just Call of the Deeps, and then this is not a problem. And Ocean Breaks the Shore means we can drown that as well. Alright, so yeah, don't have so many actions here, so let's reclaim. And we have only 8 power. Let's have a look at what we've got. We've got a Ravage in here. We've got builds in here. Got to watch out for England's mighty capital. I've only just remembered it's a thing. Perils of being me. So they're actually up to 4 on here. We probably want some kind of power that we can really slap them around with. Let's see where we are with fear cards. It's quite a long way off. England 3 does have quite a lot of fear to burn through. So we probably do want a major here. Yeah, almost certainly. But we might end up just choosing to forget it. That's possible. Yeah. And we could start thinking about forgetting these coastal cards because we don't really have any problems on the coast. Yeah. Okay, let's go with the major. See what we get. Cleansing Floods, Vigor of the Breaking Dawn, Power Storm, Jungle Hunters. Okay, so I don't have my own jungles, but actually, because I've got Indomitable Claim, I could set up in this jungle. And that would be pretty nice. Jungle Hunters is one of my favourite base game cards. Destroy all towns and huts and potentially cities as well if you have the extra moon and green. And I do have quite a lot of green going on. I don't know who I am now. And it's also a relatively cheap major. So Cleansing Floods is kind of okay. Jungle Hunters is going to give me range kind of... Oh, in fact, if I settle in here, I can Jungle Hunters from here. It does mean that I've got a really good... It actually gives me good coverage in the middle coverage. It gives me good... gives me stuff I can do in the middle of the board. We're not great for Vigor here. We've got no other Dahan moving stuff. So I think this is going to be a Hunters with Indomitable Claim. I think that's what we want. So we definitely want to keep the Indomitable Claim, but what do we get rid of? Maybe Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. I could see an immediate use for Call of the Deep. So actually Grasping Tide. Probably says it's going to be really useful next turn, but we do still have Nature's Resilience, which is just kind of better, but it's a fear thing. fear thing. We also kind of want to make sure we get the moons and greens, so I think we are going to favour Nature's Resilience over Grasping Tide. Okay, and then we've got to gather one into the ocean, so there's going to be builds in all of these. And do we care about having a sacred site here with what we're doing? It's a ravage here, so maybe we do. Unless we don't want to claim in there again. So I think we want to leave this sacred site here and retreat from... yeah, we definitely want an infinite vitality in here. Remove this blight if we can. So we probably won't be able to jungle hunters this turn, but I'm feeling a bit sketchy about this. Yeah, we've only got 3 blights, so we definitely want to do this turn. I want to do Call of the Deeps. Maybe we withdraw this one. I think so. Pool beneath the earth is good in sand and wetland. Yeah, we'll withdraw this one. Okay, and we have 10 energy, so we're going to want to claim in here to defend this ravage / add my extra. Oh, no. We want to claim in here so that we can, or even here, so that we can be using our jungle hunters. That's obviously going to be pretty nice. There aren't going to be any cities that we can drown, unfortunately, because we are restricted by this coastal restriction. So even if we do have presence here, we can't use our innate here. So we're going to, I think this is our... We need to do something about this. And so we don't actually care about triggering this. So this one here. So we might want to think about going with moons and air and water a bit more. So we definitely calls of the deeps, which is going to mean that this ravage doesn't matter. Because all we need to do is summon one away, and then the 1 damage won't be enough. And we probably want a Gift of Power. We feel like we're getting a little low on energy here. Don't really need to infinite vitality either. But as we don't have 3 mountains. Maybe we don't want infinite vitality this turn. Could even Nature's Resilience just to remove this blight instead of going infinite vitality. Oh no, we definitely need infinite vitality. What are you on about, peasant? So I do need the... Let's go with... Oh, we don't have the energy for resilience as well. Maybe I'm being too greedy trying to jungle hunters indomitable claim straight away. It's part of the... Yeah. So we need to defend in here. Actually, do we need to defend in there? Maybe we don't. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. We can defend with Nature's Resilience in there. We've got some... Yeah, I think this is acceptable. What's the main thing? The main thing is placing in here or in here, and then jungle hunting in here. Yep. Because that's our capital, and we really don't want them to have a capital. And we're going to defend in here to prevent a blight going down. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, whew, into the tank there. Right, so in our fast, we're going to be gathering. So I'm going to gather just 1 from here, and I'm going to gather 1 of these. Not that it really makes much odds, actually, as it turns out. Let's gather that one. It's going to get me some more power, though, which is what you want. So yeah, we'll defend in here. So our ravages are covered, and then I need to decide where I'm putting my indomitable claim, and I think it should be here because yeah, that's what we want. And I've just realised that I accidentally got the threshold on jungle hunters. That was just that was just me being lucky. I actually didn't. I remember that it was important. I just got lucky. So our memory is fading to dust. So let's destroy a presence. Almost always the right thing to do. And the Gift of Power, I'm not triggering it quite enough that that I'm overflowing with powers. So we're going to want to remove one that's more awkward for us. That probably is this one. So actually, Or it doesn't. I don't think it's going to make too much difference. Let's remove this one, just because it's in with some blight. Each player may gather an explorer into a land with buildings, or gather a town into lands with cities. So we just double check England for a second. So 7 or more buildings, the invaders win. We've got coastal lands build. Because I can kill everything with jungle hunters, I just want to stack in an extra building in there. So let's gather. I've done this wrong. So gather into, okay. So I just picked the wrong thing. So I'm going to gather a town in because it's going to get destroyed. Wetland ravages and some coastal builds. Jungle explorers. And now we've got ocean breaks the shore, so I can drown a city on the coast, but we don't have a city on the coast. Maybe we want to make just protect our sacred site. We could just look at gift of power first. So mount it. Another way of destroying lots of towns. Nice to remove some blight. So we can remove mountain or jungle blight. And we could also push a lot of explorers, which is it could be good. Obviously, as ocean, we like pushing people around. But I have to say, I'm not super psyched about these. What about our thresholds? So moons we like for our jungle hunters. Pushing a town in the fast phase is actually pretty nice as well. It's a zero ranger. You got to watch out for those zero rangers. They're actually, yeah, that could be useful. I think I will go for that. Though Call to Bloodshed could be good if we're thinking about an indomitable claim, but we just don't. Our Dahan are kind of scattered all over the place. I think we will go with Visions of a Fiery Doom. And then we've got Jungle Hunters. We're going to go in here with the jungle hunting. That should be a nice chunk of fear. And we're going to destroy a town somewhere. I suppose destroying this one is marginally better because of the potential of actually preventing builds if we can clear this one out as well. Alright, so we're into growth. We have coastal ravages. We can Visions of Fiery Doom if we push a presence into here. And we can Infinite Vitality. We don't have the rocks. It could be a reclaim. Could well be. It's also kind of a quiet turn, arguably. I think the reclaim probably is the right thing to do because we've got useful stuff in there. I mean, if we can intermittable claim, I think we just become more powerful than they could possibly imagine. I think and because we've got intermittable claim, we're also we're growing even when we're not placing presence because we're still placing presence. I think we just have such a lame turn here that kind of have to, unless we gamble on gaining useful card here. I mean, if we place a presence in here and we infinite vitality in there, we're okay. It's a pretty lame turn, but maybe better than reclaiming. We might draw might gain a useful power card in there. Or if we go with the intermittable claim turn, so we reclaim and get our claim back. How many times can I say claim? We're then going to have 7, though we're going to spend 4 of them on the claim. So we could go with these and then some cheap stuff, but that's actually not necessarily going to help. I actually think we go with just pushing it a little bit, pushing the reclaim off one more turn. And if we chase down here, we can get to another earth water, which is, I don't know. I think this is better at this page. So we're going to be adding an earth. And what do we want to bear in mind? Obviously, getting an extra mountain would be good. We want to be infinite vitality, so we're probably on a minor here. Yeah, just to kind of make the most of this turn. Got a mountain with rouse trees. trees and stones. No water at all. Gift of living energy. Mountain and sand blight removal. I think we go with the mountain, so we're going to rouse those trees, and we want to place this in here, and because we're going to visions of fiery doom this guy into the ocean, and then we can push this into where it matters. Let's put there. Though, I've just realised. Does that mean the ocean's in play? Ocean on boards with any of your influencer tree. Okay, so I was worried that this was no longer something I could push into, but it's okay. It's fine. I can do that. Okay, so we're going to get the threshold on vitality here. This is looking okay. All right, so we visions of fiery doom in here. Push this bloke into the ocean. We infinite vitality in there. We can remove either of these blights. Let's remove this blight, I suppose, just because it's more likely to potentially get out of hand. So we've got to get a power or destroy a presence. I think we're almost in territory of forgetting powers instead of destroying presences. Almost. But we do still have quite a lot of presence kind of out on the board. I think I probably could afford to lose this one here. Let's destroy this one. And this is the one where buildings hate explorers. Each player removes an explorer or a town from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. Okay. So that's these ones are kind of crazy because moving a town, feels. Obviously, this is still going to build because of the England rule. Unless I can remove both of these, rousing some trees and stones. So we could destroy these guys. But let's just remove this one. And there's the Ravage and the Jungle build. Okay, we've got S and W. So that's going to work quite nicely with some Explorer gathering, hopefully. So we can do... This is a card that I hardly ever use, Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. So sand or wetland with my discs is 2 damage and a fear. Or just with my disc. I think gaining the fear is actually the best thing out of this. Because there isn't a town I can back there. Oh, but I can combine these cards to just clear this out. That's obviously the right thing. So we can do 2 damage. We can kill this guy and this guy. Get these trees and stones going. Alright, and then we've got a town drown, except we don't, because there are no towns. Alright, so our hand is forced. We are reclaiming now. There's nothing we can do about it. Got this Ravage here that we're gonna wanna almost certainly indomitable claim. We're very, very low on energy. We can let this one go. That'll be one that we lose on the yeah, because if I claim in there, then I am obviously that's all my energy for the turn. I really need to gather some more stuff or push some more stuff into the ocean. Let's go with minor card here, I think. Zero Costa would be nice. Lure of the Unknown is obviously great because we can just pull towns in, and there's never any invaders in the ocean. Boon is obviously a power card, but not necessarily in this instance. Jungle and Sand defends. Not enough for in here. We've got some pretty beefy defense. I think we go with the cheap option, or with our fear cards. We're very close to Terror level 3, and there are how many cities? 4 cities. So quite a lot of cities. And we now have to gather to the ocean, so maybe we gather this, because we're going to be building in there. We want to keep that sacred site there if we can. So 6 energy, a Ravage in here and here. So we can indomitable claim. Oh wow, I just realised I've been completely neglecting to collect the yellow icon there for that potential extra bonus on indomitable claim. So the claim is going to mean we've got Jungle Hunter's abilities kind of over here as well. We can't Jungle Hunters this turn, unfortunately, but we can defend in there with a Resilience. And we can just spend a load of our cheapies. So we're almost certainly going to want to all of the deeps for some extra energy for next turn. And we've still got 2 card plays, so let's go probably Gift of Power. We could gather. I mean, this is still gaining us a Explorer, and this second air will actually probably bump up our ships to splinters or help that project. We're not very watery though. We will be once the Indomitable Claim goes down. Okay, so this Ravage we're going to Indomitable Claim. This we're going to defend. We've got a build here and a build here. We are... Yeah, we can't actually prevent these builds because of this cluster here. And I think next turn we're going to want Jungle Hunters, so we want to make sure that we've got the greenery. I think we've already got moons built in, so we just need to make sure we've got a couple of greenery cards. So we'll keep maybe Gift of Power. We'll keep that because it's cheap. Maybe we can give Safari. No, we definitely want the water this turn. I think that's what we go with. So defend, defend, builds. We're gonna break the shore. Yeah, I think this is okay. I think this is enough. Famous again with the famous last words. You've got to look at some of them. So go in here. See, that gets us that, and now we've got lots of ship splintering to do. Okay, now we just need to kill the cities, but we might even just be able to just kind of, I don't know. England has a lot of fear cards. That's 16 fear there. Okay, we're going to Nature's Resilience in here, and we're going to Call of the Derps here. So, yeah, I think we're just going to gather all these explorers into the ocean. So, you know, that's what we do. Should power us up a little bit for next turn. So maybe we could even forget a power now, because I feel like we probably don't want to give up much more of this presence than we already have. I might give up this one, and maybe we do give up this one. So we might be pushing from the ocean this turn. I'm pretty sure. I don't feel like we've got any cards that are just terrible. Maybe Lure of the Unknown could go away, but I like what we've got going on here. I will destroy this presence here. Actually, no, even this one's even better to destroy. No, let's get rid of that. Okay, fear cards. Each player chooses a different land with huts. Invaders take 2 damage per hut there. So there's a hut down there. Yeah, our huts are pretty spread out. Let's kill a town. Each player removes a explorer or a hut from a land with a disc, or a city from a land with a sacred site. Well, I think the thing is, because we've got Jungle Hunters, I think it makes more sense to get rid of this. Oh, that Ravage, this is going to get cleared out anyway. Ignore me. And actually, I don't think we actually want to do this. So, because we're going to get fear when we Jungle Hunt these guys. So I think I am just going to remove it from there. Each player removes a explorer or a town from any land. So again, I'm going to be Jungle Hunting in here. So I think we remove it from there. Okay, lots and lots of building. How are we doing on time? How many invader cards have we got left? We've got some time. All right, so we can destroy lots of buildings. Unfortunately, we don't have lots of buildings to destroy. We need to decide what to get rid of, but let's first do this. Bull to Hanways. I love this card. One of my favorites. We're doing okay for Blight, so that's not a priority. Mountain Jungle Defense. That could be relevant. And I've got good targeting abilities now. Again, it's got the Magic Mountains. Like Call of the Hanways, though. and it's got the moons that we like, but this is actually even better for our jungle hunters, so I think maybe we do go dark and tangled woods. Because otherwise, to get the greenery, we're doing stuff that we don't necessarily want to do. And I've just realised that in my last turn, I spent loads of greens when I was actually hoping to use jungle hunters, so it's definitely going to be dark and tangled woods. And then we can break the shore, I guess, in the wetland, because then this will be cleaned up in the ravage that's incoming. Okay, so we are now going to be doing this stuff here, and only got one more presence to go down, so we may as well do this. It's going to want to push from each ocean. I don't think that matters, because we're just going to add in there. What are we actually looking to do this turn? We're going to be jungle hunting in one of these areas here. And we've only actually got 3 cities left. If we combine rouse the trees and stones with pull beneath the earth, we'd actually maybe kill this city. You know, I think we could potentially. Right, let's go with this one. And let's go with. Like, maybe we do need some kind of beatstick kind of major here. We've already got a beatstick major. I think we keep it with the miners. Maybe go for a beatstick major next turn. Okay. So this 0 range in a sacred site is not really what we want. Wetland and sand blight removal is really good for us because we've kind of got it everywhere. We actually don't have the sacred site adjacent to this one, so that's probably what I'm going to go for. So we've got the moon that we quite like. Steam Vents is a good card. It's official and it has nice icons for us. I actually think I'm going to go Uncanny Melting. And we can place this in here for some drowning. And we're going to be jungle hunting. I think we're going to be... actually, that has no relevance for defense here. We've got sand and wetland ravage. This ravage doesn't matter. This one does. So I think we go Vitality. And we're going to need at least one more green card. So maybe rouse the trees and stones. So we've got our buffed jungle hunters. And it would be... So yeah, probably going in here. Just don't know how I'm actually going to finish off these cities. It might be better off just thinking about going for... You know? So there is actually... Do you have to defend down here as well? I hadn't really noticed that. We've actually got all kinds of ravaging going on that I haven't really noticed. So if we infinite vitality in here, say we can remove this blight. Dark and Tangled Woods is only mountain jungle, so actually this is pretty useless for us now. We can Visions of Fiery Doom to push this guy into the ocean, which is going to be good for us. So that's that ravage accounted for. If we can get the 4th mountain, then we are kind of okay. Then we can get to the threshold on infinite vitality. We actually might have to skip our jungle hunters because if we can keep on top of the blight situation, then that's kind of glorious. And maybe we do want to go with Beneath the Hungry Earth. Then maybe jungle hunters next turn, but that's reliant on finding another plant icon. And we're probably going to be reclaiming next turn. So yeah, I think the vitality will prevent the blight going down in here and remove this blight. So I think, yeah, I think that does feel like it's kind of the priority. So yeah, we have to go with the mountain stuff, I'm afraid. No time for jungle hunting this round. We're not even generating fear. What are we missing for the fear? Got no air. Well, it's always funny when a spirit starts getting a little bit off-brand. So we'll remove this blight here. Visions of a Fiery Doom in here. Because, yeah, it doesn't matter where we target this. Does it? Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so I think we do want to forget a power, finally. Maybe Uncanny Melting is actually what we want to forget after all that. Each land defend 2 per hut. Okay, mountains and wetlands builds, and so exploring in the mountains and jungles. So, slow powers, where are we? We're getting near the end. We only need to generate 6 fear to win a fear victory. So if we can kill a city, that's obviously quite a big step in that direction. Next turn, we've got mountain and wetland ravages. So we've got a ravage here, 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 and here. Yeah, we definitely want to try and win next turn. Because this is gonna be tricky. This is gonna be hard for us to deal with. So we're just maximizing our fear. So let's just double check I'm not messing this up. We've got 2 cards to reveal. We've already got 2 in the pool, so we just need to make 6 fear. So I've got drowning options, and I've also got some damage options here. So in sand or wetland, I can do 2 damage and a fear. So I definitely want to do this somewhere where I have a disc. For that extra fear. And then this is going to drown something. So yes. Probably want to just clear out a land rather than... Yeah, just in case it does go to another round. We've got some this shenanigans. We now need to generate 3 more fear. So we can... Let's just kill a town somewhere that doesn't have blight. So maybe in here. Okay, so we're getting... We're approaching things being okay. We should hopefully be able to generate some fear in the fast phase. We only need 2 fear now to get the Terror victory. So we're going to be reclaiming. And I think we just go for hitting this innate. So we can pretty much just play whatever we want. As long as it's got the moons, air, and water. So we could even get a miner that has those things. No, we can't. Reaching grasp is obviously great for the spirit. I'll just take it for the sake of it. So moon, air, and water. How many airs do we need? 2 airs. So I think air is the thing we're shortest on. We need to gather into the gather in. So what do we have with air? We've got Lure of the Unknown. We've got Call of the Deeps. We just need more water. So we can go with Gift of Power. And that is the fear we need there to win. So I'm just going to stop playing cards. And it's done. So I've been Peasant. That has been Ocean's Hungry Grasp versus England 3. And yeah, they're now going to run away. So yeah, if you'd like this, feel free to drop a like or subscribe. Or if there's something you want to see me play, just say in the comments, because this is my favourite board game and love it. So let's just see what score I've got. I actually move this over so that there you go, 44. So yeah, thanks, and catch you next time.